On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Ancestor.
A person from whom one is descended, a forefather.
Examples:
Ancestor language. Earliest human ancestor. My remote ancestor immigrated to the United States from Ireland in the 1800s.
Campfire.
An outdoor fire used for cooking, warmth, or light, often made by camping or in rural areas, a gathering or social event around such a fire.
Examples:
Campfire story. Roast marshmallows around the campfire. We sat around the campfire and told stories late into the night.
Elevate.
To raise something from a lower to a higher position, to give a promotion to or assign to a higher position.
Examples:
Elevate educational standards. Elevate a close relationship. Eating food in a hurry elevates blood glucose levels.
Dopamine.
A chemical substance produced by nerve cells as a neurotransmitter. As a drug, it is used to treat shock and hypotension.
Examples:
Dopamine inhibiting agent. Antagonism of dopamine. The drug controls the level of dopamine in the brain.
Aggrandize.
To make someone or something appear more important, powerful, or successful than they are. To exaggerate or embellish someone or something's achievements, reputation, or status.
Examples:
Aggrandize a story. Aggrandize the company's reputation. The CEO is trying to aggrandize his power by buying out rival companies.
Craving.
A strong desire of wanting something.
Examples:
Craving for revenge. Curb our cravings. I have a craving for nicotine.
Crank.
A mechanical device that converts rotary motion into linear motion or vice versa, an eccentric or unpredictable person.
Examples:
Crank handle. Crank collar. The fishing reel had a crank that made it easy to reel in the catch.
Obsession.
The state in which a person's mind is filled with thoughts of one single object or particular person.
Examples:
Obsession with character. National obsession. Gambling became an obsession for him, and he eventually lost everything.
Stagger.
To walk, move, or stand unsteadily as if you were going to fall. To astound or overwhelm, as with shock.
Examples:
Stagger and nearly fall. Stagger downstairs. The malicious criticism did not stagger his resolution.
Sweetheart.
An affectionate term for a person, often a romantic partner, who is loved or cherished.
Examples:
sweetheart deal, sweetheart romance. I can always rely on my sweetheart to lift my mood when feeling down.
Distract.
To draw someone's attention away from what they are trying to do.
Examples:
distract attention from the real issue. Distract public opinion. Please don't distract me while I'm studying.
Heighten.
To increase or enhance the intensity, degree, or extent of something. To make something more pronounced or noticeable. To intensify or amplify.
Examples:
heighten anxiety. Heighten emotions. The use of bright colors in the painting heightened the overall sense of joy and vibrancy.
Gratification.
The feeling of being pleased or satisfied as a result of achieving something or having something you want.
Examples:
instant gratification. Aesthetic gratification. The gratification of completing a difficult task is a great feeling.
Intolerable.
Incapable of being tolerated or endured, unacceptable.
Examples:
intolerable situation. The heat is intolerable. Chronic pain from the side effects of treatment made her life intolerable.
Itch.
To have an uncomfortable feeling on the skin that makes you want to scratch it.
Examples:
itch constantly. Itch to speak. I can't stop itching my arm because of the mosquito bite.
Conserve.
To protect something, especially the natural environment or culture, from change, damage, or destruction.
Examples:
means to conserve energy. Conserve coal resources. Children must be taught to conserve our natural environment.
Preamble.
An introductory statement or passage that precedes and sets the stage for a longer piece of writing, such as a constitution, law, or document, a preliminary explanation or introduction to something larger.
Examples:
legal preamble. Historical preamble. The preamble of the Constitution outlines the goals and principles of the country.
Yearbook.
A book published annually by a school, college, or other organization featuring photographs and records of the previous year's events and the individuals involved in them.
Examples:
yearbook photography. College yearbook. I still like flipping through my high school yearbook to remember old friends.
Caravan.
A group of travelers journeying together, often in a convoy of motor vehicles, a covered wagon used for traveling and camping.
Examples:
caravan park. Solar caravan. We traveled across the country in a caravan of RVs and campers.
Grassland.
A large area of land covered mainly by grass, with few or no trees, and typically used for grazing livestock.
Examples:
Endangered grassland. Vast grassland. Meadows and pastures are examples of smaller-scale grasslands in many parts of the world.
Commute.
To regularly travel a particular journey, especially between one's home and place of work. Noun, a regular journey of some distance to and from your place of work.
Examples:
Commute to work. Daily commute. He had to commute 2 hours each way to get to work.
Plow.
A farming implement used for breaking up and turning over the soil, especially before planting. Verb, to turn over and break up the soil in preparation for planting crops.
Examples:
Plow equipment. Deeply plow the soil. The farmer tied the yoke oxen to the plow.
Articular.
Relating to a joint or joints, often used in medical or anatomical contexts, to describe structures or movements associated with joints.
Examples:
Articular cartilage. Articular inflammation. The patient had an articular fracture in his wrist.
Menstrual.
Of or relating to the time when a woman menstruates, equals to discharge the blood from the uterus each month.
Examples:
A menstrual period. Menstrual blood. The average length of a woman's menstrual cycle is 21 to 35 days.
Menstruate.
To have or experience the process in a woman's menstrual cycle, during which blood and other materials are discharged from the uterus.
Examples:
Menstruate regularly. Failure to menstruate. The teenage girl began to menstruate last month.
Cajole.
To persuade or coax someone through flattery, coaxing, or gentle pleading. To convince someone to do something by using sweet talk or deceptive promises.
Examples:
Cajole him into an agreement. Cajole a child into eating vegetables. He tried to cajole his little sister into sharing her toy with him.
Reprimand.
To express severe disapproval of someone, typically in a formal statement or action. Noun, a rebuke or scolding given to someone, especially by an authority figure, for a mistake or misbehavior.
Examples:
Reprimand me for staying out too late. Official reprimand. The teacher reprimanded the student for cheating on the test.
Writ.
A written legal order or command.
Examples:
A writ of summons. Issue a writ. He was served with a writ of eviction, giving him the notice to vacate the property.
Imaginative.
having or showing new and creative ideas.
Examples:
Capable of imaginative creation. Imaginative as a child. She is a hard worker, but not very imaginative.
Extraneous.
Irrelevant or unrelated to the subject at hand, not essential or necessary, coming from or existing outside of something.
Examples:
Extraneous variables. Extraneous details. The extraneous information in the report made it difficult to understand the main points.
Astonished.
Extremely surprised and upset.
Examples:
Astonished at the success. Cast astonished eyes. She was astonished by the news and could hardly believe it.
Adultery.
Voluntary sexual intercourse between a married person and someone who is not their spouse.
Examples:
Commit adultery. Adultery scandal. She knew that having an affair with her neighbor would be considered adultery and could end her marriage.
Remorse.
A feeling of deep regret and sorry, usually for something you have done.
Examples:
Remorse of conscience. Sincere remorse. I always remember that event with bitter remorse.
Symmetrical.
Having similarity in size, shape, and relative position of corresponding parts.
Examples:
Symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical pattern. This figure is symmetrical about the x-axis.
Braid.
A complex pattern, design, or plait formed out of 3 or more strands, often used decoratively in hair, clothing, or textiles, threads of silk, cotton, or other material attached to clothes, uniforms, or other things made of cloth, as a decoration.
Examples:
Braid hair. Elastic cord braid. She always wore her hair in a single braid down her back.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Complication.
Something that makes a situation or condition that is complex or confused.
Examples:
Complication of structure. Resolve without complication. He also continued to struggle with serious long-term complications.
Oxytocin.
A hormone secreted by the pituitary which stimulates contractions of the uterus during labor, equals the process of pushing out a baby, and the ejection of milk.
Examples:
Oxytocin degrading enzyme. Oxytocin receptor. Women may increase oxytocin production through romantic love.
Vasopressin.
A hormone secreted by the pituitary which acts to promote the reabsorption of water by the kidneys and increase blood pressure.
Examples:
Potentiate vasopressin action. Vasopressin sensitivity. This drug is a type of vasopressin receptor antagonist.
Antidepressant.
Any of a class of drugs used to reduce feelings of sadness and worry.
Examples:
An antidepressant drug. Antidepressant effect. She's been taking antidepressants since her baby died.
Seep.
To flow or leak slowly and gradually through small openings or spaces, to ooze or trickle out gradually.
Examples:
Seep cool and moist air. Seep into paper. The rain began to seep through the roof, causing damage to the walls and floors.
Serotonin.
A neurotransmitter equals a chemical that carries nerve impulses involved in, example, sleep, emotion, and memory.
Examples:
Serotonin drug. Serotonin levels. The medicine works by boosting serotonin levels in the brain.
Tamper.
To interfere with something in a way that causes damage or unauthorized alteration, to meddle with or manipulate something without permission or authority. Noun, a tool or device used for interfering with or altering something in a way that is unauthorized or illegal.
Examples:
Tamper with evidence. Tamper resistant. It's important not to tamper with the settings on your computer unless you know what you're doing.
Aborigine.
A person or group of people who are the original or indigenous inhabitants of a region or country, particularly in Australia or other parts of the world.
Examples:
Aborigine settlement. Aborigine art. The government has been working to improve the living conditions of Aborigine communities.
Trait.
A particular feature of your nature.
Examples:
Chemical trait. Personality traits. Multiple genes may influence behavioral traits concurrently.
Gravitation.
The force by which a celestial body, such as the Earth, pulls objects toward its center, the attraction between two or more objects due to their mass.
Examples:
Terrestrial gravitation. Universal gravitation. The force of gravitation keeps the planets in our solar system in orbit around the Sun.
Brook.
A small stream.
Examples:
Music of the brook. Brook trout. A brook babbled through the woods.
Confer.
To have a meeting or discussion, to come to a decision or agreement or exchange ideas, to bestow something.
Examples:
Confer degree. Confer honor. The leaders of the two countries met to confer on the issue.
Rickshaw.
A light two- or three-wheeled passenger carriage, typically pulled by a human runner or cyclist, commonly used in some Asian cities as a mode of transportation.
Examples:
Ride a rickshaw. Traditional rickshaw. In some cities, you can ride a rickshaw for a unique experience.
Squeal.
To make a high-pitched, shrill sound, usually as a result of pain, excitement, or surprise, to reveal something secret or incriminating to an authority figure.
Examples:
Squeal with delight. Squeal in agony. The children were playing and squealing with excitement in the park.